Alright, it is January the 20th, 21, and these are the stocks I have today in the watch list. ACRS is the strongest stock from yesterday, up on the second day. No real patterns I want to trade. I've seen stuff like inverse head and shoulders work on the second day. Just not really something that I want to trade right now, unless it just makes such a nice pattern that I have to absolutely trade it. APM is another first day stock. Doesn't have the best long-term chart because we clearly have a big day not too long ago with a lot of volume traded, so that could really affect how strong this stock will be. Maybe it'll turn into an all-day fader. All the people from that previous day, selling their shares into this spike, bag holders. Who knows? Short sellers looking at the same thing I saw, so we'll just have to take a look. It could also squeeze a lot if there are too many people shorting it, but we'll have to see. It's definitely going to have some bag holders. CLBS doesn't have the best one-day chart. Yeah, very wicky. Maybe a dip behind a freeze. Lots of support, although maybe not too much volume. Could totally happen, but it'd have to drop 10%. But I guess if it's up over 100%, it can drop 10%. OBLN, very nice intraday breakout. I could have traded this. I did not see this until it was already spiking. Just outside of trading, my mind is just racing with different thoughts of different things going on. And maybe had that not have been a thing, I'd probably see this and maybe trade it. I could still, miss it. So who knows about that? But I just have to keep getting better. And if we look at a daily chart, it looks pretty bad. Could definitely be people who were bag holding now selling into the spike. It's going to vary on how much volume is traded today. Let's move this up a little. Is there a way to only show one? Alright, well, I'll take a look at it, but very nice spiker. Not the best long-term chart. All of these stocks, by the way, are shortable on E-Trade, which is impressive. I forgot which one, but one of them doesn't even ask for a interest fee. This is a second day stock actually, and I'm just gonna have to take a look at it. Volume isn't that good. Trades like a low volume stock. It might come off the watch list pretty soon. Not a good long-term chart. Maybe some support at 25. We'll just have to keep looking. It could definitely be something out there, and I really have to take trading more seriously, as in I can't be so worried about if the setup that I'm thinking about is going to be right or wrong, because I will never know the answer because of the fact that I don't have a genie ball. I don't have some kind of special or illegal insight like that to know what is a stock going to do. If the setup's going to work, I just have to take them and stop being so afraid of getting in a trade that turns out to not work out, because it keeps me from getting in trades that do work out. So I just have to not be afraid, and if it doesn't work out, I just get out immediately. Sure, sometimes the stock drops too much or spikes too fast to get a really good loss cutting. I just have to adjust, pick better setups. That's all I can do. Maybe a financing here and there and I get screwed. I have to stop being so worried about being wrong or right. I just need to trade setups that have shown themselves to be profitable over a long period of time, or at least at the moment. Okay, 9:34, markets have now opened. STC, and it's just not trading much volume. It would really have to pick up for me to be interested in this, otherwise it's going to be off the watch list. OBLN looks like maybe it can make a head and shoulders if it keeps dropping, but I don't like these type of shoulders that are just candles stacked beside each other. It's not necessarily something I'm interested in. Maybe it could be a dip buy, but if it plays out as a head and shoulders, it's going to drop. So there's literally no trade set up right now with that. CLBS, I think this is a stock that has support. It has some support in the 310s, but I've seen better stocks to consider a pattern like that for. It could also just triple bottom here, which will be kind of impressive. I mean, the market just opened not too long ago. APM, this is the one with the bad long-term chart. It's fading. Maybe if it makes a higher low setup, no, lower high setup, so we got a high, and then maybe another one that's afterwards. Maybe I could take a short into that. It's up 36%. There has to be some room. Bad long-term chart, that could be in a favor. My favor as a short seller in this type of setup. ACRS, not going to trade it. Second day stock, not going to trade this. If it makes a clear pattern, I'll trade it, but I don't see any clear patterns right now. Alright, maybe just a few seconds later. APM, potential dip buy off of this level here from 720ish. I just don't want to trade it because of the fact that I've been burning a lot of these stocks that start doing a downtrend, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's going to reverse here. It's going to hold this level, and it fails. I'm not going to trade it for that reason, even if it works out, just because I've been burned a lot of times with this type of setup. I just wanted to make a quick update. Maybe it'll work out on this one, but I need to keep track of these on the spreadsheet and see how consistently profitable they are. But if it's just looking at my trades, I'm always wrong on these types of trades. Okay, it's 9:39 a.m. BLSP. I'm going to take a look at it and see if it works out or not. This stock could very well make it number 5, but I don't necessarily want to trade it because it has only been up for one day. Typically, you want to see this happen on a stock that has been running for multiple days, a clear number 3 pattern. This is just a random one big day spike, which is still nice, but not really for number 5. But that's not saying that this thing cannot do a number 5. I mean, 4 down to 3, it's almost going to be 25% drop, so that's pretty impressive. Also, it looks like it maybe is a gap up panic, so it just touched red on the day right now. Not really something to be, something that I really want to trade, even though this is a beautiful number 5 in theory. The problem is that first it was up on the day with a gap up, so I don't like those. And number 2, again, only spikes for one day, so that's why I'm not trading this. I have to stop being such a scaredy cat, cynical under trader. But I have to also trade setups that are good. I'm going to remove APM. It could fade the rest of the day. It could do something else. Maybe it will do an inverse head and shoulders right here. But right now, I might remove it. I actually looked again, and this stock is not shortable on E-Trade. It's not. So you see, it says unable to borrow shares at this time. So it's just, unless it puts up an inverse hand shoulders, I'll probably remove this. I'll probably remove this one too because it doesn't have much volume traded. I kind of missed this dip buy right here. I should have probably maybe watched it sooner, but I can't be too upset if it doesn't in just 1 minute. A drop to the level, and the next candle literally, spikes and bounces from it. I can't get too upset at that if it's gonna be that quick. With these amount of stocks watching, and then if I just watch one and I miss a setup on the other one, I guess you have to find a balance. This is a stock I, debated not buying. It's not doing too well, but it could definitely continue an uptrend if it puts off this higher low right here. So we'll take that into consideration. And ACRS, looks like it might, looks like it's gonna crack the previous high. This is a nice sell. The only problem is that this thing is too overextended, and if I trade, even if I wanted to trade 50 shares, that's $1,000 position, which isn't something I want to do. But I'll keep looking at this even if I can't trade it. definitely. Okay, it's 9:46 a.m. BLSB seems to be attempting a number 5 so far. Maybe I'm just gonna have to make an adjustment and consider a stock that, you know, maybe it's on the first day, but if the stock, you know, spikes like 300% in one day, maybe that is enough for it to qualify for a number 5 pattern, even if it hasn't ran for several days. The fact that, you know, it's up 300%, that's something a stock would have to take. Most stocks take several days to do something like that to qualify as a decent number 5 setup. Tim actually went long this stock, which is pretty cool to watch. You know, I wish this was a $3.19 stock, but more and more every day I'm just getting used to the fact that I'm gonna have to trade these shitty low-priced OTCs and pay the commissions and stop crying about it. As much as I don't like him, OBLN, yes, Head and Shoulders, didn't really see the shoulder for me. I think I'm watching too many stocks, or I just have to get better. I just have to get better. I probably have to take advantage of the other screen, you know, for these main stocks and not have all the stocks there. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to make some kind of an adjustment. But it didn't drop that much. I mean, 297. I guess that's 10%, more or less. But you know, the issue if you wanted to short late into the pattern is that you literally have support right here all over the 270s, and that's clearly what it's doing here. Although if this thing puts up a lower high from this range, that might be a short to be considered. It would have to put up a lower high though, you know, and it is putting up you know, higher lows right here, so I'll take that into consideration. I'm gonna remove this stock just because I'm having too many stocks on my main screen and that one has crap volume. APM kind of looks like an inverse Head and Shoulders is forming, a bit of a choppy one, but it could do it. ARCS is 24. That's impressive. This is people who are getting short this stock being squeezed. Good on me to not want to short those. But yeah, I'll keep looking. Maybe some potential setups. Maybe I missed this inverse Head and Shoulders here, but you know, I always remember in the back of my mind that I've seen some very clean inverse Head and Shoulders, and right now markets have been very choppy with setups like that. A lot choppier. Still clean ones out there, but I've seen a lot more choppy stocks, so I have to remember how things have been. This might not be a lower high right here, so we're gonna have to keep looking. Alright, it is 9:55 a.m. OBLN is putting up lower, higher lows, higher highs, so I'm gonna consider it, even though it looks like it might make a Head and Shoulders. If it's an uptrending Head and Shoulders, it might literally just drop to the level at the neckline and make a nice spike from there. We'll have to keep looking. No setups here. I've cleaned up the charts. I think I should try making a rule that I only watch 3 stocks, you know, and then as I get better I build it up to 4, 5, 6 stocks to watch, you know, one at a time. Let's just make this nice and elementary, just very simple. APM potential inverse Head and Shoulders, kind of freaking iffy, scared to buy it because this thing has a crappy chart right there. Just a lot of volume traded that day, you know, over how many, 62 million shares. So far we're at 11. It could do an inverse Head and Shoulders here, you know, already have a wick to risk off in the 34s. Problem is that we can have a big nasty red candle like this and screw me, so I might take you know, I might take a trade. I might, but I might have already missed it too if it's gonna spike make it spike that quickly, which I mean that's fine. ACRS looks like it's going back to a pre-market high level. not really significant besides this moment right here. Overextended stock. Probably better not to trade this one, just to watch to see how high it can keep going. I'll consider APM for a trade. This one might have played out the head and shoulders already into a nice uptrend. Right at 280 support, that's impressive, but you know, it could crack 280 as well. You know, but it's not like I have a genie ball that's gonna tell me. We're gonna take a buy right here just because it's holding this level. I'm gonna risk it off of 282. I'm gonna be ready with my speed keys to get out. Could still play out a head and shoulders, which is bearish. Gonna make sure I'm actually gonna be successful with the speed keys. 280 might crack, and I'm fucking out. That's fine. Look, that was a nice attempt, because if it was gonna hold the 280s, you know, that could have been very profitable. You know, even though this was a, you know, didn't work out, and I could actually still bounce from this level right here. I'm gonna just not be so damn scared. You know, definitely had a fast drop to the level, so that's too damn bad. I could also just, you know, take things into consideration of the overall chart a little better, but you know, I'll gladly lose money on this trade right here just to not be such a, you know, just to shatter my ego and stop being so scared of being right or wrong. It could still play out. Would like to be in a trade longer than a second. But you know, I take cutting losses very seriously. Could still do a nice uptrend here towards a 3, which will be very good. You know, this thing might have played me, but that's totally fine. It's now at 289. Considered buying again with a larger position amount, but I didn't. Not the best executions. I probably got the tippy bottom. No, not really, but definitely was somewhat low. 280 should be holding better for me to be interested, although we do have this small uptrend here. And again, this is a setup that I get burned with so much of me trying to predict the reversal, but it's not like it's fading too much. It's just holding a level. That's a bit too bad, but you know, I could have done much worse. Yeah, I probably should have considered buying ARCS. Again, it's just overextended. That one's a bit scary. You know, APM could be holding this level of support here too, but you know, it's already failing. I'm just not good with that type of setup. If it falls towards a level of support that's like much more important, I don't know. I like the ones that was at a level of support not too long ago on a multi-day chart, but as you can tell, we have these big drops here, and it's kind of hard to cut losses, so I can't be too upset. Maybe no trades for today. This one could still do it, right? But it needs to be do it much quicker. It's taking too damn long. It would have to do it right now. If not, this thing could actually be a short. And maybe if it does another spike towards the 290s, I would consider shorting this stock. Even though that was a loser trade and that was a minus 25 bucks, I need to not give a shit, because I've missed so many good setups being too damn scared. And if I happen to trade a stock and then I lose money on it, I just have to keep going, and I need to trade all of them so that the good trades that I've been missing for being too scared actually work out, because I'm actually in the trade. Yeah, if we get a nice spike towards the 90s, it might not even get to the 90s, it might struggle in the 80s, but we'll take a look. This could be a nice short, and then if it cracks this 280 level, even though it's building up higher excuse me, higher lows. You know, this thing could easily crack the level, but I'll keep looking. Yeah, I'll definitely keep looking. Alright, it's 10:04 a.m. Just by the price action, it looks like it might not ever even try. I mean, I could be wrong, but this thing might actually just crack 280 and actually hold below 280. If it keeps doing the price action that I was looking at previously, we'll keep a look at this stock. Maybe I'm just watching some random consolidation right here, just just not doing anything important. It kind of looks like it's making a triangle setup too, which could go either way, long or short. APM failed here. I could consider shorting a spike towards this level again, like a confirmed breakdown, but I don't see that forming. ARCS also failed support here with a big red candle. That's really sucks. Kind of hard to cut losses with these big red candles just like that, but you just have to get over that. Yeah, I'm not too sure with this stock. Maybe I'm just looking at paint dry. Really could be maybe looking at something else, but I don't know. It could definitely be interesting if it does a spike, but I think it's taking too damn long. It might just consolidate and lose all its volatility. I'll keep looking though, but maybe not much of a setup. Maybe more of a setup if it spikes towards 25 and it fails to break past it. It's confirmed to break down. It's gonna have not too much percent range to drop, but it does have this crap. This is the one I can't short. Yeah, this is a much nicer setup to short. But I can't short this, so because I only have ARCS, OBLN, I'm gonna look and see if there's any other stocks in the charts that I could take into consideration. Maybe we have an opportunity right here. Maybe I was right with that setup. I was maybe too damn early, but it's what can I say? It's a low float stock, so I'll just keep looking. Alright, it's 10:11. I was actually trying to put in a short order, and then I realized that this is a stock I literally can't short on E-Trade again, so that's a bit unfortunate, but I bet this setup's gonna work too because I can't short. But if I trade enough of times, it's not gonna be it's eventually one is just gonna have to go my way, right? So I can't get too upset. OBLN is just random. Had a spike here and then it just made a red candle. Literally the next candle. I'm like, that's not something to trade. This is now random day trading, consolidation, channel, whatever. Just not a good setup. This one is starting to might put up a higher low, or it might just fade. But I don't like that it's not holding this level here at $22. You could say that's a confirmed. Maybe short right there, confirmed breakdown. This will be a slow pattern, like something like really boring, but I really want to actually be longer short a stock longer than a minute, to get at some more experience trading. I might have missed this. This might have been a better setup, the same setup I was looking at here in APM, but on a stock like this that is up a lot, maybe up more than it should be, because I think a lot of shorts have been squeezed consistently. It is starting to put up lower highs. It could also just keep running, consolidate here. It can do whatever it wants, but probably missed the setup right here, so that's fine. If I miss all the setups and the one I trade is a loser, that's too bad. I just have to keep getting better. And the issue with OBLM, I think this stock is too liquid, so it can be too choppy. Tim has mentioned that before, so I also need to take that into consideration. This is looking impressive, kind of like an uptrending head and shoulders, but do I really want to be short a stock that trades like that? I think the stock might actually be too liquid. Yeah. I think I should make a rule and not trade stocks that are too liquid. The setup here I wanted to do worked. 426 to 4. This thing is going to have support at $4. I would maybe cover half of my position here for a small 5% gain. And then if it cracks 4, you know, I can ride that for more profits, or you know, if it bounces, I'll have some covered already at $4 to, you know, not feel so salty about it and still trade it well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep looking. Probably just not gonna trade it. I'll actually delete it. I'll take a screenshot and update the way it played out, because this did ultimately play out. I was just too damn early for it. You know, I was early by 1, 2, wait, early by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't even know if I should count that. 7, 8, 9, 10. I was 10 minutes too early because here it started that uptrend. Alright, yeah, I can't get too upset at that. I'm gonna have to keep going, maybe no setups anymore, but who knows. I need to take a look at the chat. I haven't done that because of the movement that I've started to see here. Okay, it's 10:22 a.m. I think I'm going to ban myself from considering that whole I'm gonna buy this stock, because I think it's gonna spike in a few moments because it previously spiked setup. I'm gonna probably ban myself from that setup unless maybe it's like at a previous support level from like a 14-day chart. This stock is so like it trades 63 million shares and it has a 7 million share float. Okay, so you know, it's almost trading 10 times its rotation, 9 times its rotation, and I'm just gonna probably not trade these stocks anymore. And I think that was worth paying 25 bucks to learn that lesson. I'm just not ready to trade these stocks, and some of these are so jumpy. It's just not, because if you look at not these 3 green candles, but if you look at this, it almost looks like it's starting to fade off, right? Maybe it'll hold and consolidate in the 20s and spike again. It literally says, nope, never mind. It goes the other way like that. And then we have a short squeeze here because it, you know, it broke past the 3 market highs at 354. But you know, I could say again, I was like 10 minutes early on this setup. But you know, I just think I shouldn't trade these. I've always been wrong with these type of setups. When I try buying a stock that looks like it's holding a level and then it might uptrend, but then it cracks the level. Maybe if I risked off of the wicks, I would have been safe, but then I would have risked more money, and I don't like that. Probably just have to keep getting better, keep adjusting, keep studying, but you know, at the same time, how prepared can you be for a stock that is trading 9 times its float? You know, a stock that is literally 7 million share float, 66 million shares. So I think I'm going to probably stay away. I've never considered this before, but now I'm going to consider staying away from stocks that are too liquid, with a low float. Like if this is just probably too much, 9 times rotation. APM, I'm happy that this setup worked, even though I couldn't short this. Could have shorted it in the 424 level, I think it was. I don't remember anymore. It had a nice drop as low as 394. Gonna respike here, maybe try again at the level. Ideally it would have failed at this level right here, but it might actually do that, but you know, I have to keep looking. ARCS was the same pattern I wanted with APM, so I actually could have shorted it right here off of this level, confirmed breakdown, because it cracked the level here, cracked the level, bounced back towards the level, bounced back towards the level, faded, overextended stock, likely a big short squeeze. Much better setup than OBLN for sure, and actually shortable compared to APM. Which the one thing it had going for it was that shitty long-term chart, which was definitely in my favor for that. Could have definitely have considered that. Probably just missed it. I mean, $22 to 20, you know, that's not too bad. That's 10%, and it's not like I might have been scared out. Maybe somewhere here, but you know, it's like an actual level that I might have actually been able to hold towards. Now in the 2085 level. Not going to trade a random inverse head and shoulders on a downtrending stock. Pretty impressive with OBLN. I just think I'm not ready to trade that if I ever will. Just too many shares traded on the day with a small float. Maybe if I risked it again off these little levels right here, you know, maybe I could have held longer. I risked it right at 12. You know, that was probably stupid. I risked it right at 280. If this thing proves itself to be no, but that was the first time it dropped to this level. Like it actually cracked under the level. But once it started getting all wicky here, then this thing was stupid right there. But I'm probably just gonna have to keep getting better at these stocks, but maybe just not consider trading them because they're too liquid. Again, APM, look at the 14 million shares. 11 million shares, and very, I mean, still, you know, crazy spiky, but not OBLM spiky, you know. Probably learned a good lesson with that. I might call it off right here. Maybe I won't trade anything else, which will be fine. I had a trade, I learned a great lesson, and you know, I just have to keep going at it. That's all I got for right now. Oh, one more thing to mention. Mr. BLSP, I kind of looked away from it. Yeah, so it had a very tiny spike right here from the 25s to the 27s. I guess that's, I don't know how it works, but I think that's 10% with these little baby stocks. I'm not sure. Because you're looking at, you know, 25 cents to 27, so 2.5 cents is 10%, right? It did do it, but this might have happened because Tim Bond, people started jumping in on it because it continued a downtrend here in the 20s. And another, did a double spike here, went from a candle here to a wick here, somewhat of an uptrend, and got as high as 31. This is more impressive, and it did happen before 11 a.m., so it actually played out well in terms of time. Maybe not at the market open, but it did drop at the market open as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it off right here. Just a lot of learning. You know, I took that loss pretty well. I cut losses immediately. Held the stock for maybe 30 seconds. Oh, let's see right here. Literally held this stock for 29 seconds. I hope I can do better than that. But hey, you know, had I not have done that, would have dropped as low as 7. Wait, was it here? I think it was here. Would have dropped as low as, I'm confused now where it was. I bought at 58. Yeah, I was looking way too early. Yeah, definitely could have risked it off that, you know, but I just probably shouldn't trade these to begin with. I'll have to keep looking. Maybe trade more cautiously. One thing to mention, maybe if I'm too damn scared to do all these trades, I can just go back to trading smaller position sizes, like 100 shares, and just not be so afraid to trade. So then if something like this happens, right, it doesn't work out, it doesn't, you know, affect me too much, I don't know, I'm gonna rewatch all of this, do a lot of thinking, and I am happy that I do feel a bit more aggressive trading stocks because I'm an under trader and I have to stop that. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep going. Pretty good day. I'm gonna rewatch this. Hope you guys that are watching can learn from me too, and so you don't have to actually learn yourself, but from somebody else. And yeah, that's all I got.